And it was a big earthquake too. It was. Yeah. Let me see what it was.
Exactly why I don't eat shrimp. After this, nobody eats shrimp. Bottom feeders.
Yeah, they just had a 6.9.
Yeah, that's not small.
No, it's not. So Japan has 6.9. They definitely had some kind of aftershocks too, for sure.
Marie said I'm eating air.
The air is fucked up too.
To be honest.
So, pick your poison.
Daddy.
So it says here, yeah, Japan earthquake.
Thanks. Someone said we're giving up food and eating. So Bill Gates already trying to do that. All these.
Yeah, he said eating bugs is more affordable and you get your protein from bugs.
Snowpiercer.
He said this.
Simple facts. Snowpiercer.
Japan was struck by a 6.9 earthquake. This was a couple weeks ago. Hitting a similar area, Pacific Coast, Monday night's power for 7.5. So that's huge. That's there you go. So well, yeah, affordable, and you get your protein from bugs.
Snowpiercer.
He said this.
Snapple facts. Watch the movie. Snowpiercer.
Japan was struck by a 6.9 earthquake. This was a couple weeks ago. Hitting a similar area, Pacific Coast, Monday night's power for 7.5. So they had huge. That's there you go. So the commercial. That's you got radioactive. You know, crazy that sounds. And then when they got recall, they said the recall was they had just enough time to holy shit. We can't have this going. I don't even expect things because it's like, then somebody said, at this point, this week is what it is. They say you reckon? Yeah. Ooh, good point. Somebody said, Wizards.
Oh, yeah, I don't like this, bitch. I don't like it!
That's crazy. That's true.
I don't like it.
He said, no, that was Inside Job canceled Netflix. I don't know. That's good news. And I heard that the dude who only ate eggs for 30 days. Okay. What happened to this? Serious?
Awesome.
So, okay. This yeah, so yeah, the radioactive shrimp, and then all these recalls. Yeah, I think that has a correlation. I can see it. There's a correlation because it's good. Every year for 500. And then the recall. That's a product. All natural. I mean, the way
that's not a thing.
natural, huh? Someone said your fingernails toxic too. Everybody. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. That.
What? Oh, he's had to have it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Major pause. Well, he wants reprinted me. Well, we talked about this in the podcast before, but there is this one going on. It's the virus that is ticks.
Oh yeah, makes you not eat. What? Makes you not able to eat meat.
Syndrome something?
That's it.
I think I was thinking.
It makes it obvious, right?
Yeah. So the theory is basically this. So alpha gal syndrome is going around through these ticks.
Enemy claimed Zone
So these
C.
ticks, they're moving into the earth. These ticks are especially the ticks are biting you, giving you alpha gal syndrome. You can't eat meat.
Ticks or nanobots?
Exactly. Which you already mosquito. Yeah. Yeah. He said it's going to be really for because it has destroying the atmosphere. The CO2, he's saying that
Captured Zone A.
he says because of the gas, working in carbon, they're destroying the atmosphere. So now we have to eat bioengineered meat.
So these cows are farming and they working and it's fucking up everything.
Dude, how long? This is like food disease, right? How long have we had cows? Forever.
And you remember,
So Bill Gates, all of a sudden, for some reason, is in our food systems. All of a sudden, aren't you the computer guy?
yeah. Yeah.
So now, all of a
Zone
sudden,
B captured.
he
Finish
says,
them.
hey, he's saying that.
The question is, the cows are saying the humans are destroying the atmosphere. Like, dude, how does it work? Like, think about it.
And then these ticks are coming up. So now, the theory is that he released these ticks.
5 minutes remain. A strong
start.
Fight
My
on.
Pause.
Facts, though.
Facts.
Shit is like it's a whole goal line.
That's a good theory because
You captured Zone C.
in your they're all over. There's a place to fight themselves. I'm like, yo, this is an episode like
This isn't even. This isn't even G.I. Joe. This is like Inspector Gadget. Yeah, they're gonna put this on. It's like Sesame Street. It's like that.
so. But then
Captured Zone A. Allied tactics refixed.
Funds a company called
Your
Saver.
Your victory gives the city
Saver
hope.
is making synthetic butter. Thick butter.
Tell me you're an evil villain without telling me you're an evil villain.
So you're getting rid of the cows, making fake meat, and now the butter too. Because butter's made from milk. The butter too. So Saver is using, no bullshit, they have something called slop water. All right, they're making this butter with.
Yeah, cut the cameras.
I already researched it.
No, I'm
It's
good.
on camera.
I'm good.
It's called slop water. It's on camera.
And they literally had a big sign on it that on the big, like, the big shit that they make it in, it says slop water.
Okay. I just
Are you actually eating anything, drinking anything that says slop water?
no. I'm reading the comments, you guys. The butter is, well, it's the company called Saver, but they're, I mean, I don't know who they're distributing this butter to. So that's what I'm saying. Well, just read the label.
They could be white labeling and shit.
Well, they could be, but you gotta read the bioengineer. They have to put that on there. So if it's bioengineered, it's gonna be on the label. It's not water.
It's literally look that up. Look that up. Chat going crazy.
Chat going crazy.
Got vomit in the building.
Somebody said Lyme disease was a man-made virus from a tick. All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Will Camp with the super chat. Didn't say anything. Shout out to me.
Thank you for the super chats. Send your super chat, you guys. If you're on YouTube, send your super chats. Bring your question up. Answer the question. So send your super chat on YouTube.
Well, y'all support is much appreciated.
It's not water. Everybody tries not water. Water's crazy.
That's what I said. They sit around the round table and say silly shit. Let's call it slop water. What they gonna do? Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Beat him down, beat you down.
Somebody said beef tallow is better. Correct. Beef tallow is good.
Beef tallow? I put on that beef tallow sunscreen. It's thick though.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, let's see. I'm reading your comments, you guys. Food juice for everybody. It's crazy. Food juice. Nails and nastiest. Correct me if I'm wrong, but plant-based? Did you mean plant-based? It's code word for bugs? Is it plant-based? That's code word for bugs? I don't know. Maybe.
When was this?
Who knows? Super chat. Shout out Nisa. So we got a super chat, Nisa. Thank you.
6
super
months
chat
ago?
coming up.
Oh, come on.
Nisa, he says, those ticks are robotics. It is like the flies. I caught a robotic fly in my fly swatter and it burned up. Wow.
What?
Talking like the smell of wires burning in sparks. Oh, way. You have video of that? You have any video of that?
Subscribed. All notifications.
Welcome to Maverick Approach Live. And of course, I got Devon True. Yes, sir. So, today we are
Devon
talking
True
about
is so sexy to
Israel,
me.
US, Iran. So, we haven't done a pod or live yet. Wanted to see what was going on, waiting till the dust settled, and then see what is what. It's a 24 to 48 hour rule now. So, we gotta let these things develop.
Yeah, you gotta let all the psyops and craziness play out first.
And psyops did happen.
Yeah, it's currently happening.
Currently. So,
in my opinion.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Allegedly, we'll see what shakes out. But I mean, I found some things that were very, very weird and very interesting when it comes to sleeper cell theory and what's going on with that. We've had attacks in Dubai. We've had attacks in Beirut, Kuwait,
all over the place.
all over. Yeah. Now we're seeing attacks in Tel Aviv. Obviously, we're seeing attacks in now Texas. Drop your cities below, you guys. Drop your cities below. We are live. We are live. Drop your cities below. Let us know where you're at.
All over the place.
What's going on? Yeah, it's a lot going on. I see you guys asking a lot of questions already. But welcome to the live. You guys, welcome to the live. So we're going to do a deep dive on everything that's going on in the past couple days. That's very strange things, too. That's very weird. That lines up. Seems like very prophetic, I would say. Well, okay. Well, tell me right into it. So on the 3rd, does anybody know what the 3rd is? 3rd of March. Yes. Okay. So if you don't know what the Purim is, it's actually
3 months ago.
For like the Jewish money laws. Jewish money. So that's on the 3rd. Starts on the 2nd. Ends on the 3rd. That's Sunday.
Oh, for you, videos.
Put your enemies down before they do the same to you.
It's also the same.
Fuck.
No, you know what it sounds like also? The guy that,
Why they gonna put me backwards, baby?
like, remember that video of the guy running past things? Oh, yeah, this is something like go to, ground or something, right? There's a few things. Somebody went to the ground, things changed in okay, so look, they're 41%, uncertain.
Oh my god, they are still over here, baby.
Detector. So, if it's 41%, it could be, it looks like it's a so it's like 41%. The confidence is low. See how it says confidence low? So, again, person unsure.
What?
41%. So it's not like, 70%. It's definitely fake. It's 40%.
Okay, so that's what I mean. It's 40% chance that it's fake. No, 40% chance that it's real. Yeah, because 41, that's why the confidence is low.
What the fuck did he hit me with? A trip mine?
They say why. They say, like, or they just give you the percentage. So look, it says 30% likely real, 30 to 70% uncertain, 70% likely AI. Oh, okay, so yeah, so like it's in between.
See, that's real too. See, I'm looking at
What's hold on. So it says AI photo study. So let me bring it up. So that's what it says. So 41% it's uncertain.
Oh my god.
That's the thing. So yeah, see, I was just so uncertain. So it's uncertain. Because what that could mean is the picture can somewhat be real, and then the hand could be moved, or it added one person, or is it everybody? Just say you don't know. Yeah, they say just need to say literally say I don't know. So picture is not confirmed. So let's just say it's good. Let's say it's good. Let's say it's good. Right? So, but my point is, I knew they were going to roll out the side. It's pattern recognition. Everything that's happening, it's all about time. Because what's going on right now? You have new things.
Fucking idiot.
The same day. What happens? And the verdict comes in. Verdicts? Well, that too. Damn. There's what before that? Damn. So does anybody remember this guy? Shit. Let's take a put down memory.
The fuck did you know?
So last year, this is all I did. It was a emergency charge incident. Carlos Brown Jr.
Oh yeah.
Incompetent. The same day.
Oh, I'm gone, girl. Like, you girls are
that
stupid.
was like the big race
Ah!
last year,
Right.
right?
You don't remember when a girl on the train got stabbed? Did you remember he was like stabbed
On the train. You know that happened the same. They let him off, no?
They said he's incompetent for trial. Crazy. And that's the same day that we got the verdict for How? How? But that's what I'm saying.
They play the long. They play the way. They play like. They really. It really goes that far.
What's the game called? We don't give a fuck. But here's the thing. Let me get more context. So people think that they're controlling every inch of the situation. These situations are real, right? From what we see, because that full situation, I'll break that down.
Yeah,
But
they control the system. That's the thing.
they control the system.
They control the system that these situations go into.
Correct.
So when we talk about politics, when we talk about like, oh, they're doing it because of midterms, or these are politics, like they control
Court system. Control the court system. They control the media.
control the outcome of what happens.
They can control the system when it releases, right? They can control your energy and your attention when and where you react.
It's literally
That's what it is.
look over here, look over here, look over here. Like it just sounds like a big ass game of
Defeat your enemy.
Well, again, what he said, same day, Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
Same day.
Same week. I think it was the next day.
Yeah, next day.
Last time, you want to know what happened the last time he was a big deposition?
Yeah. Yeah, and this deposition, that's when the Iran will kick off.
That's what I said. These people they play big dog.
So look, I'll pull this up too. There's another thing. There's another AI checker that you can use. You got Louisiana in here. I see you guys in Ohio and London. We got a lot of people here.
Yeah, a lot of people in Germany.
Shout out to you, cuz. When in New York, all throughout here. Yeah, we'll be out there for this summer.
So, chat's more early. That's the AI checker.
Okay.
What's it? Was it? Yeah, they ain't paid for the promo, so we ain't saying. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Your point.
Yeah.
Your point.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna check this one out.
Yeah.
We got Canada in the house. What up? Oh, we got Cancun in the house. What up? Yeah, no free promo.
No free promo.
We got a lot of people. Yeah. So, okay.
That's heavy.
That's heavy. Where we at right now? Shoot,
We're almost 800 on YouTube.
we are on X. We got over 100. So almost out. Sorry. Let's get to it. Check this out. Everybody's fast. So fast. Bill Gates of hell. So I just posted this. Let's remind everybody.
Life's no game.
I said, now you know that race baiting and distraction going to a blast. Bill Gates is in a deposition today regarding Epstein's house. This meeting is a closed door session from the media and the public.
Oh, wait, it's closed?
It's closed.
Times.
Don't spend all that ammo in one place.
Yes.
How? You have $100 billion?
No, so keep this. So get this. Bill and Hillary didn't have a closed session.
But
He does?
But what did I tell you guys? The tech mob they run this shit.
Yeah.
They really run this shit.
They the
You
real
mean to tell me one of the most powerful politician families don't even have a closed position because what the computer guy is?
Yeah, he's really like, I've never seen that. And they said the transcripts are coming out later, but you don't even know what the fuck is being said or how he's saying it, man. So the scripts are coming out later.
The fuck are y'all doing? Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
There's that. There's that. He's like, well, some mosquitoes that keep fucking around. Yeah, mosquitoes, those crazy. Oh, it's sick. He's doing shit. It's the guy. Yeah.
Fuck!
Somebody said he's snitching. Oh, he could be. On who? Ooh, everybody. We could see some arrests. You know? Because for him, he must be fearing for his life of some sort, or he don't have much now. Because this thing is a closed door session. They don't want the end of him to want somebody to arrest. That makes sense. Is he there cleaning everybody up? Like the unclosed door? Like, hey, look, close it up. Bro,
I just don't understand, bro. Like, where are y'all at?
Only girls are saying.
He's there, like, sliding off.
What the fuck are you doing up there, bitch?
Like,
He's still here. He's blocking it. Yeah. Man. But I know. Remember this though? Remember this? He gets hit with a car.
I saw this shit live. Oh, that was his video.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he was like, you know what?
They were taking pictures and everything. And
he was fucking pissed.
Agenda 2030.
Yeah. No, it's Agenda 2026. Huh? Yeah.
Worry about picking up bitches. Like, bitch, shoot the bitches.
Taking pictures and laughing.
Somebody said I was wrong, and they said 100% baby. Sounds correct.
Bitches be stupid playing, bitch. Like, they stuck in something, bitch.
Yeah. That's what it is. Yo, so, but again, nobody's paying attention, right? So he could be dropping it.
He could be. Yeah, he could be floating somebody real quick. Yeah, that's a great point. Somebody in the chat. I don't
I don't even understand what the fuck are y'all still doing in the fuck back. Oh my god!
Bigger than him. I mean,
Y'all still in the same location, bitch. Like, no, bitch.
Him though, because he got to step down. We have Black. A lot of people. Who the fuck is Leon Black? So we talked about this. So Leon Black,
I'm tired of these bitches.
he owns Apollo Global Management. You're like another Black.
You got me fucked up, bitch. I'm not falling for your little shenanigans, bitch.
Oh, so we talked about this last time. So Leon Black actually, so Apollo Global Management, they own Shutterfly, right? We all know Shutterfly. Oh shit. Okay. Now, they Life Touch. Life Touch. You remember we used to take school pictures? Remember school pictures? Oh yeah. So that company owned every kid's school picture. So
I don't know where these bitches at. Like, why are you back there, bitch? Like, where are you at? Oh my god, these bitches are stupid, bitch. Oh, they are definitely. I will push them to the victories too, bitch. The fuck are y'all doing?
Wait, so you know what else has pictures of things that you can, glance at and be like, oh, I want that. Oh, it sounds like a menu. Yeah. It sounds like a fucking menu. I mean, it's a perfect recipe, right? So you have all of the kids' pictures.
What? Like, where are y'all? Don't revive this bitch! Kill these bitches! What the fuck are you doing? Worried about reviving hoes and shit, bitch?
Evening.
Fuck.
Right? So this is why we have these ties to in IT, which Harvard. He had his own office called Jeffrey's Place in Harvard. He's having and he doesn't have fun life. It's like what? Jeffrey's place? Well, it's like Jeffrey's office. That's it. Jeffrey's office. That's true. Same thing. Jeffrey's office. And he had his own,
If you revive me, ho, bitch!
Right? So you don't.
You idiot ass.
Marvin is
Go, bitch, where they at, bitch?
He stepped down from his position after the Epstein contract.
Why are you following me, you fucking hoe ass bitch?
It's in our school system, it's in our medical system, like we've tried everything. I think there should be a rule that has, okay, you know how when you have Mortal Kombat, when you're playing Mortal Kombat,
fucking bitch,
it'd be like, Epstein. Like, if your name sounds crazy, you're a bad guy. And that's it. You're a bad guy. That's it. Yeah, this is the name.
Fuck!
All these scenarios happening. Everybody's talking about robots. There's still shit I'm finding to this day in that sentence. I'm still. It is done. And it was just Future Shock. They just dumped all this shit on us, 3 million files, and then we just move on.
Bitches kept just looky loose, bitch. Just looking, bitch. No, this was the reviving type of hoe. They were just like shit. Oh, you're there because we watched you get die, bitch. But we gonna revive you, girl. Right?
They're talking about plasma. There's some plasma. Here we go. Blast stories. Like blast stories? I gotta find this thing. I can't do this. So who said this? David Grush just came out and said something. Oh, David Grush. Wait. He said, oh, fucking can't do it. Well, he's a wrestler guy. And this is the thing. I'm just. Oh wait. Oh yeah. Here we go. Hold on. And there's the politician in Brazil.
Clash. Best you
for one. Strength in numbers, Guardian. Excellent. Now make it rain. Five minutes left. Keep it up. Keep it up, and victory is yours. Sound tactics bring victory. Good work, Guardian. Your light is strong. clash. Execute all targets, and make sure you're still standing when the dust settles.
Stupid, bitch.
Sitting right behind
They are fucking idiots I'm playing with, bitch. Like, for real.
Meta just laid off 1,200.
They're gonna be over here.
This is a paddleboarder. This is the boat. Since I am a boat geek, I did do some research on this yacht because I do love boats. I'm an ex-deckhand. It cost $300 million to build this yacht. It uses 4 diesel engines to operate, so it uses diesel fuel. The cost to fill it up would be around $830,000.
Give me that fucking ass, bitch.
In 2024, but it's already been all over the globe, Tahiti, Norway, and now it is all the way here in the Puget Sound. It travels with a support vessel. It's actually in Elliott Bay right now, but The support vessel is basically a yacht in itself as well. To operate, it costs around $90,000 per day and $30 million per year. But what do you guys think about Zuckerberg parking his boat here right now? Zuckerberg's $300 million yacht just landed.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. How many people have Meta laid off? Nah, real talk. How many people?
That's why I stay in the
have
corner, bitch.
Meta laid off?
That's why I stay in the fucking corner, bitch.
To Tahiti
Because these bitches are
Cabo
stupid.
and shit on a $330 million yacht that costs $830,000 to fill up with diesel. And they be saying white people get money and don't spend no money, man.
Y'all like to post that picture of Mark Zuckerberg getting married or a baby shower. I forgot what it was. And there was nothing there. It was nothing fancy. Comparing that and contrasting that to when black people do prom and graduations, how we go all out. Man, this is what they spend their money on.
That's why I stay in the fucking corner, bitch.
Get the hell on and just stay looking normal. No, they got expensive taste. You just don't see it. They buy things that's expensive, but it's gonna be out the way. Like this damn yacht. I would have never known about this yacht if it wasn't for this video.
If you don't realize just how bad the economy is, no one is buying anything. Oh wait, sorry, not no one.
Enemy is pushing
half
for
of all
victory.
consumer spending for
Punish
the
them
first
for
time in
it.
history. It's just the top 10% of American households. You know what that means? Our economy is literally held up by wealthy people because they are the only people who can afford to buy it. And by the way, this doesn't mean that wealthy people are so amazing because they're helping our economy grow. No. Why do you think they're the only people that can afford anything? Don't even get me started on the ultra wealthy. Get this, since the 1980s, billionaires' wealth has grown by 4,500%, while wages only grew by 15%. And while workers' wages only grew 15%, rent went up 400%. College tuition went up 1,200%. Groceries went up 300%. So who's benefiting here? And here's a hint, it's probably not you.
And there was nothing there. It was nothing fancy. Comparing that and contrasting that to when black
3 minutes.
Economy is literally held up by wealthy people.
for this video.
If you don't realize just how bad the economy is, no one is buying anything anymore. Oh wait, sorry, not no one. Actually, half of all consumer spending for the first time in history, it's just the top 10% of American households. You know what that means? Our economy is literally held up by wealthy people because they are the only people who can afford to buy shit. And by the way, this doesn't mean that wealthy people are so amazing because they're helping our economy grow. No. Why do you think they're the only people that can afford anything? Don't even get me started on the ultra wealthy people because get this. Since the 1980s, billionaires' wealth has grown by 4,500%, while wages only grew by 15%. And while workers' wages only grew 15%, rent went up 400%. College tuition went up 1,200%. Groceries went up 300%. So who's benefiting here? And here's a hint, probably not you. Probably not your family, probably not your friends. So why are you defending them so far? Oh, I think I'll be a billionaire with it, is what you say to yourself. Get the fuck over yourself. And if you don't...
Yo, that's wild. I'm looking at some comments, dog. Somebody said, we started revolutions on lesser facts. The French Revolution was started for less. Hey, bro, these people ain't want you to have religious freedom and y'all was shedding blood behind it. Now you can't feed your family and you won't bust a grape in a food fight. You going to the rice in the Chinese way when these people are taking your ability and stuff. That is wow. That's what them comments are telling me.
Completely unaffordable, and I don't know why more people are not talking about this. Half of America doesn't even have a savings, rent is insane, healthcare is a luxury, and somehow the narrative is still people are just bad with money. Like, what money? People are working full-time, most people have 2 to 3 jobs anymore because you have to. At what point do we stop blaming the people and just accept the fact that the cost of living has simply just outpaced reality? Because everything is this expensive, you have to know exactly where all of your money is going anymore. Like, a budget is just simply a necessity. You have to have one. Started using a budgeting app like mine to figure out where all of my money is going, but it does not make up for the fact that America is too expensive to live in anymore. If you're struggling, you are not alone.
I mean, what else can you say? Like, if it was just me seeing this on the internet and not knowing people in real life who are going through this would be a different thing for me. I'd probably be like this person right here. Well, another BS post that is wrong. Half of the people, no, 85% of us are fine. I would be out of touch like that person. They obviously don't know nobody who is struggling right now.
between jobs. Been looking for the last 2 years. I know someone right now in my life, bro, who are so qualified for damn near any job and they can't get one. I'm so serious. They taking up crazy shit. Used to be making over $250,000 to $300,000 a year. Now they have to do substitute teaching just to make ends meet at this point. I know someone personally like that.
This is why the average American is struggling, complaining about wages and the cost of living. Here's the math. There's about 80 million Americans making $50,000 or less. And these are essential jobs that we need to operate this entire country. And they are being underpaid. $50,000 after taxes, 401k, and health insurance is $2,900 a month take-home pay in 2026. Let's say they find an apartment with utilities for $1,500 a month. Let's say that they do a perfect budget of $100 a week for groceries. They don't eat out. They don't do DoorDash. They are perfect when it comes to their food. $400. Let's say they get a used car, well below the average, for $300 to get them back and forth on their 45-minute commute. Then they have $150 for car insurance, $150 for gas, $150 for cell phone and internet, and $100 for personal care. Leaves them with $150, and they have no student loans and no credit cards. How is somebody in America in 2026 who is financially perfect, zero debt, investing in their 401k, budgeting to the dime, has $150 left over? How do they go on dates? How do they travel? God forbid, what if someone passes away in their family and they have to go travel out of state to the funeral, or a friend is getting married? They would have to put that on a credit card. We have built an economy that if you're perfect, you still have to have a second job in order to make progress. And it's so exhausting to hear people just throw out these things. Would you ever think about cutting your expenses? What are you going to cut? This person is perfect. The wages have to go up, or we need to cut taxes on the first $100,000 and allow people to keep their money. Our generation got fucked. Hence the reason I wrote the book, Generation Fucked, how millennials and Gen Zs were robbed of the American dream and how we can fix our futures. The pre-orders are now available. It comes out July 14th. You can grab a copy of my profile. I go over so many things that happened over the past 50 years that led to this wealth inequality, from stock buybacks to private equity to the national debt to cost of living crisis, wages, and solutions for policies and independent things that we can all do to reclaim the American dream and make it work for us.
Hey, bro, this dude wrote a book about the subject. He probably knows what he's talking about. Real talk. No, everything doubled and even tripled since COVID. Brother. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. After COVID, they kept them prices high, and they gaslighting us to believe that this is right and that we're the problem. Let's be real, bro. They increased them prices right after COVID, and they ain't came down since. But these companies are making record profits. That's because it's built in at this point, bro. They could go back to charging prices before COVID. Maybe not all companies, but a lot of them can. Because I know one thing, bro. Y'all are getting y'all shit wholesale a lot of times. Way cheaper than the general public can get it. But y'all are price gouging like a dog, bro. It is what it is. I don't trust none of them.
How crazy is this? This is how close households are to on the financial edge. 45% of households don't have enough money just for necessity. For necessity. 45% of households across the United States. That's nearly half. We are doing something wrong. The current system is wrong. Too many people are suffering. Too few at the top. Too much. Have we not figured that out yet? That there's a handful of people at the top that have almost everything.
There's no scarcity of money.
And how's that working out? Nearly half of the American population is suffering. How does that make sense to anyone? Let me know what you think in the comments.
I'm gonna show you what they think in the comments, man. It's funny right here. I did that. Just look at the pasta section when you go to the store. That will let you know real quick. Posting about it doesn't change anything. People are very aware of our situation. What should be asked is what the WTW. Anyway, bro, you want to know another litmus test? Go to your gas station. Go to your gas station and just walk around the pumps and see how much gas people are putting in their cars, man. I've seen something as low as sub $1. 80 cents, 70. I done seen something like that. Like, man, I just need to make it home around the corner type of. Listen, dog, it's bad.
Man, I'm about to the point where I'm gonna sell all my shit and start living like the homeless. If the economy don't get much better, that's exactly what we're gonna do. Gas is too damn high, groceries too damn high, it's too damn high. It don't matter if you make $100,000 a year anymore. I mean, it's like you making $15 an hour. You know, I mean, good Lord, man, something's got to give. And you're gonna have folks say, well, you got to budget your money better, and this, that, and the other. And while that may have some, play in it, I will say, but good God, at the same time, you can't sit here and tell me that the price of everything ain't going up, because it has. I mean, this economy is trash, man. Well, you shouldn't have voted for the man, the orange man. I didn't vote for anybody. Something's got to give. We got to do something. It's crazy.
Exactly. And wait about that. They do the statistics. I'm going to show the video of this later in the show. Matter of fact, there's probably about 4 or 5 more videos where food went up 30% since COVID. Cars and gasoline is like 50% more since COVID. Man, everything, and rent, housing is like 50%. It is crazy how much stuff costs. And I did a show the other day where a girl said she was making $100,000 and she barely getting by.
Man, I'm about to the point where I'm gonna
say, look, bro, I'm gonna show y'all something. Inflation is real. When people say that $100,000 is the new $50,000, I think that's actually an understatement, because think about it like this. There was a point in time that 4 for $1 on select discount grocery chips, right? I remember when these chips were 4 for $1. Now the same bag of chips cost you like 75 cents or some dumb shit like that, bro. I remember when the Little Debbie cakes was a certain price. You can get like 2 oatmeal pies, a zebra cake, and a Swiss roll for $1. I remember that. If you make $100,000 now, you can't buy the same amount. That's the rent, bro. When I first moved out my mama's house, dog, I had a spot. Me and my brother was sharing it, man. The rent was like $700. That same place today, I promise you, they want $1,600 for that.
Mm-hmm.
50,000 is now, well, 100,000 today is 50,000. Basically, when I moved out my mom's house, that's crazy.
I want to show you guys something that really helps illustrate just how out of control living in America is right now. I know so many people who are making more money than they could imagine, making more money than anybody else in their family has ever made, and still feels like they are struggling to get by. I really need people to say and understand how fake the rhetoric that we are using around like salary and purchasing power is. If you were somebody in 1991, in July 1991, that was the year and the month that I was born, if you were making $150,000 a year, if you had that purchasing power, right, in January of 2026, you would need to make almost $400,000 to have the equivalent purchasing power. And I pulled this up from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. They have a calculator where you can calculate changes in CPI over time, right? And CPI is the Consumer Price Index. And that is the way that the government attracts things like changes in rent, groceries, medical bills, household items, right? It's not a static thing. They are taking into account what it takes to live a certain life. So somebody that was making $150,000 in 1991, you would have to make almost $400,000 in 2026. And another way to show this, right, is I have inversed it just to, again, paint the picture for people. $150,000 USD is the equivalent in 1991 in the month that I was born, the equivalent of somebody making $62,000. All of the metrics, all of the way that people talk about the economy, they talk about salary, they talk about inflation, these are based on models and metrics from the 90s that have not been updated. Because if they were updated, it would, I think, clearly show that if you were somebody, not to mention families, but if you are like an individual in the United States, if you're making like $100,000, if you're making $150,000, that is lower middle class, if we're being quite honest about it. That's crazy. I want to show you guys something like that.
Hey, but the thing about it is this, though, man. You know, I'm always gonna bring it to this. I just can't help it, bro. I talk to people who look like me, who was making money in the early '90s. They wasn't making $50,000 a year. Hell no. They was surviving off $25,000, $30,000 a year. $50K a year, you was doing all right for yourself in 1991. It was nothing you couldn't get for yourself for the most part. You had food security, you had a shelter, you had a roof over your head. You could send your kids to a decent enough school. $50K in 1991, because you have to go back and think about it like this. How much did things cost in 1991? Now look, I want to show y'all something.
This is what I asked Perplexity. Is 1991, my yearly salary is 50K. How much would my weekly take-home pay be roughly after tax and other deductions? For a rough estimate on 50,000 yearly salary, your weekly take-home pay is usually around 700 to 780 per week after federal taxes and common payroll deduction. A simple midpoint estimate is about 740 a week. Now, that's important for this. I want to show y'all something else. Remember, 700 to 780 a week is what someone making 50K a year would take home, right? Now, how much did the average rent cost back then? In 1991, the national median rent for an unfurnished rental apartment was approximately $614 per week. So imagine, if you just took home $780, you still got 100 and some change left over from that 1 week of work. And you paid your rent, you get secured a roof over your head for the next month. Crazy. Let's take it a step further, goddammit. I asked, what was the median weekly grocery bill for Americans in 1991? In 1991, the typical weekly grocery bill for a family of 4 in the United States was roughly 92 goddamn American dollars, bro. In other words, 1 week, you got enough money to buy your whole house something to eat, and you still got the rest of the month left over. You're going to bring in another 700 and something for the next 3 weeks out of that same month. You got money to save at that point, bro. Life was better back then, bro. But then I went further. How much were people spending on gas weekly in 1991? In 1991, Americans were spending an estimated $10 to $15 per week on gas. This weekly cost is based on the national average of about $1.14 to $1.20 per gallon, bro. So when people be like, man, I give you $5 for gas, that meant something back then. That's like damn near 4 to 5 gallons worth of gas. Now look, I asked it, what was the median down payment for a new home in 1991, dog? In 1991, the median sales price for a new home in the U.S. was around $120,000. Assuming a typical 20% down payment standard at the time, the median down payment was $24,000. However, because many buyers utilize conventional loans with down payments as low as 5%, the true median out-of-pocket down payment was much lower. So 5% of 120,000 would be what? About what? $6,000? 5 times 12 is 6. I mean, yeah, 5 times 12 is 60. So you looking at about $6,000 to get yourself into a new home, bro. You lock in and save your money at a 50K salary in 1991, you'll have that $6,000 in probably 4 to 5 months. With the way shit was back then. Come on, man. Today, boy, you're gonna have to come to the table even if you're putting down 3.5% per $100,000. The average or the median home is $450. 3.5 times 4. You talking about 14K right there. But you already penny pinching. It's gonna take you so long to get that $14,000 down payment, bro. Shit crazy out here.
So if I knew how bad the economy was gonna be up to date, I wouldn't have been riding no bikes, playing no video games. I would have bought a house when I was 10. They did a study based on today's economy. Like, what should minimum wage be based on today's economy to make sure American is comfortable living a day-to-day life, with the prices, how the prices is up to date? Bro, do you know how much they say you need to make an hour to be comfortable around this motherfucker?
$80.
$66 fucking an hour. $66 an hour, bro. Who the fuck making that? That ain't even the kicker. You make $66 an hour. You work 40 hours a week. At the end of the month, guess how much you gonna have in whole? 10 bands. Oh no, but don't think you're taking the whole 10 bands. You forgot about Uncle Sam. You're going home with 6,500. Maybe a 7 ball if you lucky. Okay, so eliminate all the bills and life expenses from that 6,500. You left, even motherfuckers who making $66 an hour after paying all their bills and life expenses at the end of the month, they only gonna be able to save a band or two a month. So regular motherfuckers like me and you was just cooked. We talk. We just, at this point, we just on the internet seeing who can beat Poe better. Who can be best at being Poe. Bro, if I knew how bad.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I've had conversations about who grew up struggling the most before between people. It was a real life competition. Man, we went a week without eating. Like, damn, who does that? But no, bro, it's crazy out here, man. I empathize with anybody who's struggling right now. Real talk, because your boy done struggle, man. Real talk. I done stayed in some places that give y'all the chills. So the Slim said that, but it's the truth, man. I done place. All right, y'all, Americans are fed up with today's economy, man, and the money that they wish they were making and the money that they're not making and all that.
No weakness. Go, 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 go. That's nasty as hell. That's sexual assault. You're going to jail.
Fuck wrong with English.
So basically, some man followed him from the gym and just prepared himself outside of his door to the point that he had to get either a roommate or his friend to come and hold a camera while he sprayed this man with Lysol and ran him off his doorstep. And I bring that one up not only because the second story is going to be aligned with the gym, but it was interesting because people in the comments were writing think pieces, both saying, you have to have known this man, and this white man is stalking and harassing you, and you deserve it because you must know this white man, and you must have led him to this. And it kind of brought up the conversation that I've thought about having for a long time, that a lot of gay men are incels. Nico, what are you talking about? Incel culture is not strictly pertaining to heterosexuality, seeing as how a lot of gay men, when they feel like they do not have access to a man, when they feel like this man perhaps likes someone that is different from their archetype, they actively try to tear them down and make them the villain of the story if they come out about being harassed. Not a new, concept, but I remember I saw a tweet and I was like, actually, that makes a lot more sense because the vitriol and anger that Manny got for simply posting that he was being followed from the gym by a random gay man who then propositioned himself outside his door, it was baffling, to the point that you would think that this man personally spit on their grandmother's grave. But before we get too sidetracked, luckily after he sprayed him down with Febreze, he was able to go about his day. But that leads me to the second story, where a heterosexual man was basically videotaping a gay man as they both came out of the showers because the gay man apparently tried to sneak into the shower with him by peeking through while he was taking a shower. Dude tried to fucking watch me in the fucking shower. He literally seen my shit hanging. He seen my fucking shit hanging. He seen my fucking shit hanging. Hey, yo, y'all better get this nigga before I beat the fuck out of him. Oh God, this nigga try to fucking come at me in the shower. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of this nigga, bro. This fucking gay ass nigga in here. The fuck wrong with him? I literally see him fucking open in the shower trying to see my dick or some shit. Fucking gay ass nigga. I'm gonna beat the shit out of him right now. I swear to God. On my dead fucking dad, I'll beat the shit out of him. I can't make this nigga right here. The fuck wrong with him, bro? The fuck? I'm not gonna let that shit slide. He literally fucking creeping, bro. And the reason I'm going to choose to believe this heterosexual man, and I refuse to acknowledge this as gay panic, it's because the gay guy followed him around the locker room in a defeated manner, trying to get him to be quiet as the man continued to try to report him. And I bring up the second gym instance because the gym is actually a very popular cruising ground. Nico, once again, I do not cruise. So I've had gay boys try to follow me in the locker room. I've had gay boys try to take jockstrap pictures in the locker room while I'm in there, and I'm just thinking like, Viva, I barely want to be here. I'm only here because I have a trainer that's forcing me to be here. So the fact that you're trying to do all this is kind of ruining my vibe. So it's not far-fetched for me to believe that a gay man tried to follow him into the showers. And to give credit to this heterosexual man and to Manny, somebody rightfully said, we have seen countless videos on Twitter or other super happy adult fun sites where people are blatantly disregarding the public's boundaries, meaning they are doing things in the locker room in broad vision. They're doing things on the side of the road, underneath bridges, overpasses. We've seen it time and time again. So I don't understand why the victims in any matter, especially this situation, gay men, heterosexual women, if people are coming out about something that they went through that is a known thing in society. I don't understand why so many people immediately begin to tear them apart and claim that they're lying. Incel culture. Now, let's get on to the final story before I actually give you the crash course in cruising, from what I've been told. This last story was about a man named Nazir who normally says hello to his next door neighbor, but one evening his next door neighbor opened the door without any clothes on.
Nasir and his next door neighbor usually say hello to each other, but never like on Saturday.
I wanted to hit her. But I'm a gentleman and I gotta do everything lawfully.
Well, he called the police and they did take him into custody. By that night, he was back in the building.
Never got a phone call or anything as I was promised.
This time, touching himself in the doorway.
I can't even bring my 6-year-old son over.
So, this man who has young children rightfully called the police, and the police came, arrested him, and he was back by the end of the night, but this time he was standing in the doorway playing patty cake with himself. So, this man now feels uncomfortable and unsafe bringing his child to his own home because this man is making passes at him are unwarranted. And once again, this is not to cause a, respectability politics conversation. This is not to say gay men should stop cruising because LGBT culture has only recently been legalized. And I say that because gay marriage was illegal until I was in high school. Nico, I'm dating myself, but at the same time, ain't nothing wrong with aging, but that's too good. Point to say, most gay men before 2014 had to live in secrecy if they wanted to maintain any form of normal life. So cruising was the go-to, but cruising is a lost art now that we have hookup apps. Nico, what are hookup apps? I understand that all of them are going to the ground. Grindr, unusable. Nico, first and foremost, I don't use Grindr because it's mostly racist white people on there, and I say that through experience. I don't use it. I haven't recently used it, but when I was in high school and I used Grindr, you would be called a slur because you didn't respond to a white man, which was an interesting fact. It would be one thing if I was chasing after white people and they just, because it is kind of pathetic for a person of color to chase after strictly white men, but I was minding my own business. If anything, I wasn't interested, and I would still get hit with a hard ER. So I'm like, okay, cool, boom, bam. Now, there's also Sniffies, which is also popular, but Sniffies also not safe for white people. Nico, I've never used Sniffies, once again. But I have dark-skinned friends who have used Sniffies, and they send me screenshots, and I'm just sitting here like, girl, why did I just call it a banana throwing baboon? Because I didn't want to pull up to the function. It's something that you have to wrap your mind around as a black person, but also as a darker-skinned person of color. But before we get too sidetracked, even Sniffies is being bought out by larger corporations that are claiming to basically do what Grindr did. Go corporate, continue to retrieve your information, have large amounts of pop-ups, trying to be more brand-friendly. As you probably know, Sniffies used to have an app momentarily, then it got taken off because the Sniffies grid, this is a small tangent on Sniffies. The Sniffies grid is essentially like a large map of your city with a large amount of nudes as the profile pictures for nearly all the profiles, unless they're anonymous. So Sniffies is like a different ball game, even compared to Grindr. Point to say, the apps aren't doing their job anymore. The apps became the most recent and efficient way to get a hookup, so a lot of people have lost the etiquette of actually cruising. So now that I've gotten these stories out of the way and I've done my rambling, I'm going to give you the information that I was given by my friend. Basically, when cruising, when you arrive at the cruising spot, which is normally a park, somewhere that is off the beaten path, a trail that's not supposed to be seen or in plain sight, you will normally see people already there. And from there, if you would like to interact, you do not grab the macaronis, because that will make most people uncomfortable. You will get hit. You do a light pinch, a light touch. They turn to see if they're interested. If they're interested, they'll basically reciprocate the light touch. Then you interact. If they're not interested, they'll simply move your hand and you go about your business. Or you can watch, depending on the person, from what I've been told. So it's mostly about keeping eye signs and body language. So if people aren't there, let's say, for example, I was told that you're supposed to go into the bushes, the off-beaten path, do your thing, maybe get yourself a little excited, And from there, when somebody comes into the off-beaten path area, make eye contact. That invites them in. So they see that you're, sitting back, chilling, doing your thing. You make the eye contact, they come closer, and then it starts with a light touch to see if they want to fully interact. So basically, the step-by-step is look them in the eyes. If they're busy with another individual, then you do a light touch. But if they can see you, always start with eye contact. Look for the nod, look for the A-OK to approach. And when you approach, just to make sure, do a light touch. Don't do anything crazy. Don't do anything that's going to scare anybody. A light hint. That's simple, from what I've been told. But I definitely want to hear your opinions down in the comments down below. What are the tricks to cruising? Seeing as how this is a piece of our culture that is about to make a resurgence. Nico, what do you mean? If you're not looking at the political climate, cruising and being DL and being under the radar is about to be a lot more popular than being, yay, gay, So if you have any cruising tips, definitely drop them down in the comments down below. And also, how do you feel about the gay incel problem? Because I'm starting to see it more often where somebody will come out about an experience where they're completely a victim, and a large amount of men will come out and say that they deserved it to happen to them for something that they could not have controlled, but at the end of the day, it's what they deserve. And I'm just sitting here like, y'all can't be this miserable with your own lives. Nico, being an incel is just being miserable because nobody wants it. And that's
There is the Chilean Andes, where the air is so dry and so thin that the stars don't twinkle, they burn. Cold and still and absolutely precise, like holes cut through black fabric, each one fixed in its place, as if the sky itself were holding its breath. On the summit of this mountain, a machine waits for darkness. The moment the sun drops below the horizon, a dome the size of a small building begins to rotate. A mirror 8 meters across, larger than most apartment rooms, tilts toward the sky. And then the machine begins to do something no telescope in history has ever done before. Every 40 seconds, it captures an image larger than 45 full moons. Then it moves, captures again, moves again, all night, every night, for 10 years. Within a few nights, it will have covered almost everything the sky above this mountain allows it to see, and then it will begin again from the start. By the time this decade-long survey is complete, it will have stared at every point in that sky roughly 800 times, building a time-lapse movie of the universe so detailed, so vast, so relentlessly complete, that astronomers are already using a word they rarely apply to telescopes: unprecedented. But here's the thing that nobody is saying loudly enough. In the very first weeks of operation, before the real survey had even properly begun, this machine started finding things that were simply not on our maps. Objects in our own solar system that humanity had never seen before, and hints of something in the deep outer solar system whose existence, if confirmed, will force us to redraw every chart we have. This is the Vera Rubin Observatory, and what it is already seeing is just the beginning. To understand why the space science community has been waiting for Vera Rubin with something close to held breath, you need to feel the scale of what it is doing. Not just understand it intellectually, but feel it. Every great observatory before this one worked like a spotlight. You point it somewhere specific. A star, a galaxy, a patch of sky that interests you, and you stare for hours, sometimes for days, drinking in the faint light from that single chosen target. This is how Hubble operates. This is how the James Webb Space Telescope operates. They go deep and narrow, peeling back the layers of a single scene with extraordinary precision. Vera Rubin operates on a completely different principle. Its field of view is so wide that a single image swallows an area of sky that would take 2,000 separate Hubble photographs to cover. And rather than choosing a target and waiting, it moves continuously, covering the entire accessible sky in just a few nights, then starting again from the beginning. The camera that makes this possible took 20 years to build. The LSST camera is the largest astronomical digital camera ever constructed. 3,200 megapixels, roughly the size of a small car, cooled to temperatures colder than the surface of Pluto to keep its detectors quiet enough to register the faintest possible signals. A single one of its images, printed at full resolution, would require a billboard the size of a sports stadium, and every 40 seconds, the telescope produces another one. The data flowing out of this machine every night amounts to roughly 20 terabytes. Over its 10-year legacy survey of space and time, Vera Rubin is expected to catalog approximately 20 billion galaxies and 17 billion individual stars with measured properties, millions of asteroids, hundreds of thousands of exploding stars, and somewhere in that torrent of data, almost certainly, things that have never been seen before and don't yet have names. The telescope began issuing live scientific alerts in February 2026. On its first full night of alerts, it generated 800,000 individual notifications, each one representing something in the sky that had changed since the last time the machine looked at that spot. A new light, a brightening, a movement. At full survey tempo, that number is expected to reach 7 million alerts per single night. 7 million changes in the sky, detected and reported every 24 hours. The universe, it turns out, is not the static cathedral of light we thought we were looking at. In about 10 hours of data collected across 7 early commissioning nights, the Vera Rubin Observatory discovered 2,104 asteroids that humanity had never seen before. Among them were 7 near-Earth objects, rocks whose orbits carry them into the neighborhood of our planet. None of them are currently threatening. But pause on that number for a moment. 7 previously unknown near-Earth asteroids found in the very first days of operation, before the full survey had even started. Astronomers estimate that over its first 2 years of full operation, Vera Rubin will discover more asteroids than all previous telescopes in history combined. What this reveals is not that the solar system is suddenly more dangerous than we thought. What it reveals is that our previous picture of the solar system was profoundly incomplete. We were navigating with a map that had enormous blank regions, and we didn't fully appreciate how large those blank regions were. The planetary defense implications are direct and serious. For decades, the most urgent priority in asteroid tracking has been the kilometer-scale objects, the civilization-ending threats. That catalog is now reasonably complete, but the middle range, objects between 100 and 500 meters, large enough to devastate a continent or trigger a global climate disruption, remains poorly mapped. That is the gap Vera Rubin will systematically close, one night at a time, building a census of the near-Earth population that is comprehensive in a way nothing before it has been. And beyond asteroids, the observatory is watching for something rarer and stranger: interstellar visitors. When an object designated 3I/Atlas entered the solar system in 2025, it joined only 2 confirmed interstellar objects ever detected: Oumuamua in 2017 and Borisov in 2019. These are pieces of other solar systems, flying through ours on hyperbolic trajectories, carrying chemical and structural information from environments we will never physically visit. Each one is a message in a bottle from somewhere unimaginably far away. Vera Rubin's continuous sky coverage means that the next interstellar visitor will be detected earlier, at greater distance, with more time for follow-up observations before it reaches its closest approach and accelerates away forever. Over a 10-year survey, the number of confirmed interstellar objects is expected to increase dramatically, and each new one is a piece of data about the composition and dynamics of planetary systems across the galaxy. What we don't know, and what makes this genuinely compelling for those paying close attention, is what an unbiased, comprehensive survey of the outer solar system might reveal that all previous targeted searches never found. The earlier inventories were limited by where and how astronomers chose to look. Vera Rubin has no such constraint. It looks everywhere, every night. And the outer solar system, as we are already beginning to see, is not empty. Here is a fact that should stop you for a moment. Everything you have ever seen, every star, every galaxy, every nebula in every photograph, every atom in your body, every planet orbiting every sun, accounts for approximately 5% of the total content of the universe. The remaining 95% is invisible. Dark matter, which makes up roughly 27% of everything, does not emit light, does not reflect light, and does not interact with light in any way that our instruments can currently detect. We know it exists only because of what it does to the things around it. The way it bends the path of light passing nearby. The way galaxies rotate far faster at their edges than the gravity of their visible stars alone could possibly explain. Dark energy is stranger still. It constitutes 68% of the universe, and it appears to be the force driving the accelerating expansion of space itself. It doesn't cluster. It doesn't have a location. It is distributed through all of space, everywhere simultaneously, pushing everything apart at an ever-increasing rate, and we have essentially no idea what it is. The Vera Rubin Observatory was designed, at its deepest level, to confront these two mysteries directly. The method it uses is called weak gravitational lensing. When light from a distant galaxy travels toward us, it passes through the invisible dark matter surrounding nearer galaxies and galaxy clusters along the way. This dark matter slightly bends the light's path, not enough to form dramatic visible distortions, but enough to introduce tiny measurable changes in the apparent shapes of the background galaxies we observe. By measuring those changes across billions of galaxies, astronomers can map the invisible dark matter distribution, not at a single point in time, but as it has evolved across billions of years of cosmic history. Over its 10-year mission, Vera Rubin will catalog the shapes of 5 billion galaxies and apply this technique at a scale that was simply impossible before. The resulting dark matter map will be the most detailed ever constructed, and it will either confirm the current cosmological models with extraordinary precision, or reveal systematic discrepancies that demand something fundamentally new. That second possibility is more likely than it might sound. There is already a deep tension in cosmology that current models cannot fully resolve. When astronomers measure the expansion rate of the universe using the ancient microwave background radiation left over from the Big Bang, they get one number. When they measure it using nearby supernovae as distance numbers, they get a different number. The gap between these two measurements has persisted for years despite intensive efforts to find the error, and it is now statistically significant enough that most researchers believe it is real, meaning that something in our current understanding of the universe is incomplete. Vera Rubin will produce independent measurements of cosmic expansion using its lensing data, and those measurements will sharpen this picture considerably. Either the tension resolves and the models hold together, or it deepens and something genuinely new enters physics. Both outcomes matter. Both outcomes change something. In the outermost reaches of the solar system, beyond Neptune, beyond the Kuiper Belt, there is a region of space that our instruments have never fully mapped. Objects out there move so slowly, are so faint, and are spread across such enormous volumes of sky that finding them has always required extraordinary patience and very deliberate, targeted searching. Over the past decade, astronomers studying this distant population of icy bodies noticed something unexpected. The orbits of the most remote known objects are not randomly distributed. They cluster. Their orientations align in patterns that gravitational simulations suggest cannot arise purely by chance. The most widely accepted explanation is the gravitational influence of a large, undetected planet, a world perhaps 5 to 10 times the mass of Earth, orbiting at distances so extreme that it takes thousands of years to complete a single revolution around the Sun. This hypothetical world has been called Planet 9. Its existence has been debated seriously since the hypothesis was first published in 2016, with researchers divided between those who find the orbital clustering genuinely compelling and those who believe it reflects the biases of how and where previous surveys were conducted rather than a real object. Vera Rubin may not find Planet 9 immediately, but it will do something almost as important. It will test the evidence behind the hypothesis with the least biased, most comprehensive sky survey ever made, separating real orbital clustering from observational artifact for the first time, with data that covers the entire accessible sky. It will detect trans-Neptunian objects in numbers large enough to finally resolve the statistical question. And if Planet 9 itself exists at a distance where its reflected sunlight reaches detectable levels, the observatory's sensitive camera may find it directly. This is not only a question about one hidden planet, it is a question about the gravitational architecture of the outer solar system, the deep, slow structure that has shaped the movement of icy bodies at the edge of the sun's influence for 4 billion years. What Vera Rubin finds, or does not find in that region, will tell us something fundamental about the solar system we actually live in, as opposed to the one we assumed we understood. Every major expansion of astronomical survey capability in history has produced surprises. Not incremental refinements of what was already expected, but genuinely unexpected discoveries. Things that were not in the models, not in the predictions, and not in the imagination of the researchers who built the instruments. The discovery of the accelerating expansion of the universe, the observation that gave rise to the entire concept of dark energy, came from a survey of supernovae that astronomers had expected would confirm a decelerating universe. The discovery of the first fast radio bursts came from archival survey data that nobody had looked at carefully before.
Hilton.
The discovery of Oumuamua came from a survey telescope whose operators were not specifically searching for interstellar objects. In every case, the universe offered something that the prevailing model had not prepared anyone to find. Vera Rubin is conducting a survey 100 times more comprehensive than anything before it, generating 100 times more data per night, with automated alert systems specifically designed to flag anything that does not match the expected behavior of known object classes. The probability that this machine, over 10 years of continuous, unblinking operation, will encounter something that falls entirely outside existing categories is not small. It is, by any honest statistical reasoning, quite high. What that discovery might be is impossible to predict. That is precisely the nature of it. It could be a new class of astrophysical event. It could be an object moving through the solar system in a way the known gravitational architecture cannot explain. It could be a pattern in the dark matter distribution that forces a fundamental revision of cosmological theory. It could be something more subtle, an anomaly so persistent, so well characterized in the data, that it points toward physics that currently exists only as speculation. The Vera Rubin Observatory will not answer all of the questions we already have. What it will do is provide the richest, most complete observational record in the history of astronomy. And in that record, the answers to some of the deepest questions we carry, alongside questions we don't yet know enough to ask, are almost certainly waiting. A machine on a mountaintop in Chile opens its eye every 40 seconds. The sky it is watching is stranger, more populated, and more alive than any map we have drawn.
Even back it outside of June. With great sadness, we are announcing a reduction in force as we reorganize Bungie. As the leaders of Bungie past present, we recognize Destiny 2 fell short of expectations these past several years. Following our final content update to Destiny 2, and with our future projects still in early incubation, we unfortunately cannot continue operating at our previous size. We know the decision has a profound impact on the people and teammates. While these changes are necessary to best position the studio now for the future, that does not lessen the difficulty of this moment or the impact it has on those affected. Later, we will share more about the future with you all, but today is not that day. Today, we wish to extend our gratitude and compassion to every member of the Bungie team who has been impacted and to those who remain. We hope you will do the same. My only issue with this post right now is, as the leaders of Bungie, past and present, we recognize Destiny 2 fell short of expectations these past several years. Following our final content update to Destiny 2, and with our future projects still in early incubation, we unfortunately cannot continue operating at our previous size. It's like none of the blame being placed here at Marathon. Look, man, I'm not trying to start shit, but like, it just sounds like the way this is coming off is like Destiny 2 just ruined. But, Destiny 2 fell short of expectations these past several years. Okay, let's take past several years into account. Post final shit. Bungie roll out episodes. We don't really know what episodes are. To be quite honest, it seemed like you guys really even knew what episodes were like. It felt like we were fishing in the dark. It felt like you were trying to see if maybe or not people might like episodes. Really, it was just a rebranding of seasons. And very quickly, even as early as it goes, people recognized that this was just rebranding seasons. Episodes were not officially flop. Played them. Heresy posted good numbers. In my opinion, the biggest flop was the spring of content for the past year. Oh my God, why is that? Of course, you're going to have terrible numbers in revenue, in engagement, attention, and we have had nothing for 6 months. You're talking about a 1-year timeline where we got Edge of Fate, Renegades, and then absolutely nothing. And in between Edge of Fate and Renegades, we got Ash and Iron, which was not quite nothing. But at the time, we thought that that was the equivalent of nothing. Turns out, these past 6 months was way worse than the time frame, the 6 months between Edge of Fate and Renegades. People may have hated Lightfall, but that time frame, Witch Queen, Lightfall, and Final Shape, was actually a really good time. Like, I didn't necessarily like the Lightfall campaign, but they give Lightfall content, was actually pretty good. With great sadness, we are announcing a reduction in force as we reorganize Bungie. As the leaders of Bungie, past and present, we recognize Destiny 2 fell short of expectations these past several years. Following our final content update to Destiny 2, and with our future projects still in early incubation, which I'm skeptical about the early projects, the future projects, because at least what's being reported, at least what Paul is reporting, is that there's been no early incubation or incubation screenplays. We unfortunately could not continue operating at our previous size. Well, goddamn, Bungie, you guys are already half of what you guys were in 2023. We know this decision has a profound impact on the people affected, their families, their friends, and teammates. While these changes are necessary to best position the studio now for the future, it's not less the difficulty of this moment or the impact it has on those affected. Later, we'll share more about the future with you all, but today it's not that day. I mean, look, man, what are you going to share with us? Because Marathon Season 3, today we wish to extend our gratitude and compassion to every member of the Bungie team who has been impacted. To those who remain, we hope you'll do the same, Bungie. My only problem with this post is it seems like it's just putting all the blame on Destiny. When Destiny has done so much of it. There's people literally come out and being like, Destiny was never profitable. The studio didn't just magically swell to 1,600 employees. It didn't just magically expand its studio. This fucking enormous 200,000 square foot studio that they absolutely didn't need. It didn't just magically make 4 incubation projects, one of which barely made it out the door and essentially and the other one, that game didn't even get out the door. Instead, Sony had to absorb that bitch. They started their own studios. This right here, we recognize that Destiny fell short of expectations. Bro, and that thing right did. You didn't put nothing in. Man. You came in and said, how can we possibly continue delivering Destiny with less resources, less people, less content, and somehow still magically make the same amount of money? As the leaders of Bungie, we made terrible bets, terrible plays.
incubated projects and never came to fruition. We fucked up, and now we're about to bet a horse that will never carry this institution. And the reason why Destiny is dying is because Marathon didn't succeed. We were not fiscally responsible going into this shit anyways. Welcome in, Spring. What do you get from this post? Specifically the second paragraph.
I think that the US got since who fell short of expectations. So we have the decisions made too slow. But
as the leaders of body, past president, we recognize that the fell short of expectations was past years. Does it not just kind of come off as like it's still not our fault?
it's a little bit.
You know what I'm
So weird to say so it's flash out for the stage checking all the stars wanna shine like a hit. When she young and ambitious, she quit on the grind. She craving the spotlight, ready to shine. Future real bright, she got to raise her lesson. I teach like a long page to be on page.
leadership
going to be a
When I'm 100 degrees, I got no legs, I'm jumping the scenes from where I'm trying down.
Probably one of our most damning video for Destiny was the one that hurt him the most, which was Destiny 2 has become a microtransaction account.
Yo,
if I have to make that
what's up,
video
everybody?
again,
You know what I've realized? I don't think I'm tired because I'm working too much. I think I'm tired because I'm thinking too much. You know what's crazy? I think a lot of us are waiting for permission. You know what's really weird to me lately? You know what's crazy? I think a lot of us are waiting for permission. You know what's really weird to me? Literally,
there's a sense of goodwill that's begins. And yes, we saw that and even before this, that was called out. Many of the people that said that we would walk into a microtransaction, I don't believe it, but we did. Luckily, would you believe for the past year and a half, is actually, starting partnership, they actually started to walk back some of the monetization practices. And look, come on, man. Whether it's statements like, good, let Bungie focus on the real game now. Shut the fuck up. Now is not the time for you motherfuckers to say shit. And by the way, for you guys that are patting yourselves on the back right now, like somehow succeeded, or like this is going to somehow make you be a lot better. At the end of the day, you have been with the student. The same that we as the Destiny community fell, but we got 12 years on you. Good luck. Today I wanted to share this great state recording. We made a decision to reduce Boston's workforce, affecting a significant number of employees, including most of the teams and some marathon teams. There are also reductions in to support Bundy's operations. Those impacted SMB within SMB are being informed today, expecting to especially for talent operations. Roles have been eliminated. This decision was made only after extensive discussion and careful consideration. And I'm going to provide some context of how we are here. Over the past several months, together with Bundy leadership, we reviewed the studio's long-term direction, development priorities, resource needs, and role within our broader portfolio strategy. We explored multiple alternatives before concluding that reduction was necessary to align the studio's resources with its current priorities and long-term goals. It is possible, as Bungie recently cleared in the states to update the studios to get a new gaming following the release of the game's final live service concept. Bungie has accomplished with Destiny and Decades with its bodies. The franchise has left a lasting mark on players in the industry, and everyone who contributed to its success should be proud of what they helped create. Marathon remains an important part of our portfolio, and we will continue to support the team as they build on the strong foundation established in Season 1 and 2, and as they work on incubation efforts for future projects. While it's too early to discuss, we are encouraged by the creativity and opportunities that lie ahead. Our immediate priority is supporting affected employees through this transition. We are providing transition support and, where possible, working to identify
communities across SIE and a global network of streamers. I want to sincerely thank every affected employee for their hard work, the exhibiting contributions to SIE and slaughter, the aiming for the news deeply different, because believing the those colleagues and friends that were missed. Please take time to need to process the slaves support them. Thank you for your resilience and your support during this difficult time. From the CEO, studio business. What are your thoughts? It's a little bit more personal, but at the end of the day, you feel like it's a better person than Bungie just put up? Yes. That's crazy to me, Bungie. What the hell? Who wrote this? Embarrassment remains an important part of our portfolio. You can see sports teams like build on the stats in season 1 and season 2. They work on incubation efforts for future projects. Look, as far as I know, at least from what Paul's been stating, there is no incubation projects. There's nothing that's been greenlit by some. Right. So we're waiting to be greenlit. Can't tell investors that though. Dude, I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm just not. I don't know what they if they couldn't get D3 greenlights. Guys, y'all heard me talking about Destiny Classic now. You know why I brought up Destiny Classic? It's not that I just like, oh my god, Destiny Classic is going to save Destiny. It would just be a lower lift. You understand? It would be an easier lift than a whole sequel, and it would get revenue into the studio. And it would also show Sony that there's obvious interest in the Destiny IP still. But even at the components, I don't think Sony wants Bungie to make Destiny anymore, in any capacity. Like, I'm not even talking about Destiny 2, I'm talking about Destiny in any capacity. What I'm really trying to get from that is, like, for us to sit here and go, oh, don't worry. You know, some of you have come in here and been like, don't worry, Cross, they're making a Destiny sequel. And like saying yes, it's like, Cross, they're going to make a campaign revolving around Kane. I don't think so, Chris. I don't think we're going to get anything Destiny. The best we're going to get is NetEase making Destiny Rising. That's about it. Do we have any idea, Luke, has there been anything posted? Was it in fact 50% that were cut down? No, I don't think so. I haven't seen anything yet. I mean, even somebody says right here, affecting a significant number of employees. That's still act like 50% is not. That's any company coming out being like, we're just going to get rid of that. It's not 50% of Bungie at its peak. Keep in mind, Bungie is already half the size it was. That's what half of that. It's operating of what it was at the 2022. Yes, that's including most of the Destiny team, some Marathon team members. But on the Sony side, there were also production across SIE